Everyone tells you to repurpose your content, but almost nobody actually walks you through the how. Today, we are going to unpack practical ways to squeeze more mileage out of every single episode you produce. The goal is simple. We want to cut costs without nuking the quality of what you put out. I will also share some honest tool comparisons and show you why AI solutions like Vizard make this entire process way easier. First, let's talk about why we even bother with repurposing in the first place. The reality is that attention spans are incredibly short and marketing budgets are getting tighter every day. You spend so much time, energy, and cash recording a great conversation, so why let that work sit behind a subscribe gate? When you repurpose your content, you keep your brand fresh, feed multiple channels, and drastically reduce the number of new pieces you need to create. That strategy equals saved money, saved time, and significantly more reach across the board. Let's look at the two main ways to think about this: repurposing existing backlogs versus planning future episodes with intention. If you are planning ahead, you can record with specific segments in mind, which makes everything downstream cheaper and faster. Here is the practical workflow. Start with one long-form piece, like a deep dive podcast or a sit-down video. From that single recording, you should aim for 3 specific tiers of output. The first tier is short-form clips, usually 15 to 60 seconds long, perfect for TikTok, Reels, or YouTube Shorts. The second tier is medium segments, about 3 to 15 minutes long for audiences who want a bit more nuance. Finally, you keep the long-form version available for those true superfans who want the full deep dive. To execute this, pick a 15-minute segment that contains one clear idea or story. From that 15-minute chunk, you can usually pull 3 to 5 highly engaging short clips. Each clip needs a strong hook, a few lines to stop the scroll, and a satisfying payoff. Then, transcribe those clips to generate LinkedIn posts, email snippets, or even newsletter paragraphs in minutes. One golden rule is to avoid overwriting your social media post copy. Spend your valuable time recording better content instead of agonizing over lengthy social media captions. Also, learn to treat your content like a menu, where some people want a quick snack and others want the full tasting experience. Now, let's talk about tools, because many apps promise autopilot repurposing but fail to deliver the full end-to-end flow. Some platforms are great for distribution but completely miss the mark on identifying those viral moments automatically. That is exactly where Vizard comes in, and why it is worth mentioning in this conversation. Vizard is an AI-first tool that does 3 practical things for creators to save immense amounts of time. First, it auto-edits by finding the most viral parts of your long video and turning them into ready-to-post clips. Second, it handles auto-scheduling, so you just set the cadence and let the AI fill your content calendar. Third, it gives you a centralized content calendar to manage and publish across all your platforms in one place. Compared to other tools, Vizard combines smart clip-finding logic with an easy publishing workflow that keeps your costs down. Of course, no tool is magic, and you still need to plan a compelling show that delivers real value. What Vizard helps with is making that repurposing step almost entirely frictionless. Instead of spending hours clipping and uploading, you can shrink the whole process into 30 minutes without losing quality. Let's revisit the core moves we lean on: short-form video for attention, medium form for depth, and text-based posts for reach. Recycle each piece across platforms, but remember to tailor your captions and thumbnails so it never feels like spam. You can even target entirely new demographics by picking different highlights from the same hour-long recording. One major mental shift is to stop assuming every single post has to be brand new content. Reuse what works, curate your best moments, and be a better friend to your own calendar. We are seeing a cultural shift towards shorter attention spans, which just means you need to package your value in smaller servings. It is not about dumbing down your content, but rather making your best insights more discoverable. Here is a hands-on example. Record a 60-minute interview and run an AI clipper to find the 6 to 8 moments that land the hardest. Turn each of those moments into a vertical clip, transcribe them, and schedule them out over 2 full weeks. Then, take the best 2 clips and stitch them into a 10-minute highlight reel for your YouTube channel or newsletter. Suddenly, one single recording has yielded an entire month's worth of content for your brand. The costs saved here are massive since you do not need to book extra guests or pay an editor for hours of manual labor. The revenue opportunity grows too, as more content in front of more people leads to more audience growth and potential conversions. In closing, make segmentation part of your production plan by leaving markers during your recordings for the topics you want to clip. And if you are choosing tools, pick one that covers the full flow: clipping, framing, captions, and scheduling. Repurposing is not a cheap hack. It is a smart system that lets you get more eyes on what actually matters. Tools like Vizard do not replace your creativity. They amplify it by handling the boring parts. Ultimately, you create one great piece. Be intentional about extracting the best bits, and use automation to handle the rest. That is how you achieve true efficiency and growth without ever selling out your quality. Be a better friend to your future self and your audience by turning one long recording into a menu of digestible bites. Your bank account and your engagement metrics will both thank you for taking this smarter, more streamlined approach.